Whispers float in empty halls, footsteps echo down the walls. Shadows break where secrets lie. Every echo holds a hidden sign. Blow the trace along the crime, a hush that haunts the night, a fear that lives in light. Unravel lines of twisted lies. In the dark, the story waits unseen.
And here we go.
Whispers float in empty halls, footsteps echo down the walls. Shadows break where secrets lie. Every echo holds a hidden sign. Blow the trace along the crime, a hush that haunts the night, a fear that lives in light. Unravel lines of twisted lies. In the dark, the story waits unseen.
And here we go.
Hey guys, hold on. I was trying to figure out if so I'm late tonight because I had a reading, so I had to go do that first. So that's why I'm kind of late, but I wanted to just update you guys on everything that's going on. Now my mom's calling me. Hold on. Bad timing, Mom. Okay. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of update you on what's going on and everything. I can't stay long. Please don't let me stay long because I'm exhausted and I have to take Neptune to the vet tomorrow. So, and it's getting kind of cold outside. So yeah, don't let me stay long. I always tend to do that with you guys because I get to having fun. So I'm just going to give people a chance to come in. I really didn't think there would be anybody here because it's so late. I was going to make it a reading one, but I am just tired. I think it's all catching up to me. I have no idea. That's the thing, is that we're only given time and if we're supposed to have it. Everything has its time and its place. Just the way it works. Yep, it's starting to hit me now. I'm getting tired. I'm like exhausted. I did enjoy my birthday, but that's what I'm saying is I literally went to Tucson 2 days in a row all day. So, and then I went to my mom's last night. She lives like an hour and a half from Tucson, and then I had to drive home. So it is starting to hit me as far as going out and looking. Lots of walking around, and that's kind of what I want to talk about, is what I've learned and how I'm learning how this kind of works, because like I said, I have never been in location before, so I'm learning a lot of interesting stuff about how things feel. Being able to see the areas kind of lets me know, all right, this is why I'm getting this and this is why I'm getting that. So I kind of found it interesting. I don't really know what's going on, honestly. I don't know what's true and what's not true, because I've heard that they went to Marina. Is it Marina? Tonight. And now you're saying it somewhere else. So I really don't know, because I've heard two things. And Marina is where I went 2 days ago. Yeah. Well, not only that, driving, doing readings, see, I can't even think straight. Driving, doing readings, my birthday, not getting a lot of sleep and stuff. So like the support that you guys give helps me out a lot because I haven't been able to work towards, taking care of things. Which is what I'm gonna have to focus on now. I'm gonna have to start doing lives for readings to try to make up all of this time. But you don't have to thank me, but I appreciate it. I'm just trying to go where I'm called and trying to learn from the situation as it is because it seems like, yeah, I don't know. Well, because there's a specific street that I was telling Tracy I was drawn to, and I didn't realize that the specific person why I was checking out the area marina lives off that street. And so me and her both about flipped out when we realized where that street actually went because I was drawn to it when I was up in Oro Valley. So what's interesting to me is it seems like every time I go somewhere, the cops end up there like an hour or like a day or so later. So I actually went, I started at Nancy's house, then I went to the suspect's area, then I went to suspect's work, and I had different feelings. I've already kind of went over this where I was nauseous at the suspect's, school. I pulled in at 2:12. Interestingly enough, when at the same time that her cameras went out and I literally was sick. So, then it's just been kind of like driving around trying to see if I could find what I'm looking for. And feeling different feelings. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not as easy as just like, okay, I can go find this spot. Because it doesn't really work like that. At least not for me. It might work like that for other psychics, but not for me. This is still like a learning calibration thing for me because I've always done it on the map. And it's a lot harder when other people's free will are involved. It's a lot easier for me to I'm getting hot now. It's a lot easier for me to like say a location if there's no free will involved. So if somebody did something to themselves or there was an accident or something like that, it's a lot easier for me to pick up the information, like Riley or Dane, those cases. It was a lot harder. So, and then you have to filter out all the energy that you're feeling. I really don't know if it's just a coincidence or not because the whole reason I had to go over there to Marina was because of that suspect living there and the fact that there was a bird preserve there and there was railroad tracks and just everything that had come up in the cards for the most part was in that area. So I had to go see it and see why the heck that was coming in. I don't know if it was just I couldn't find a place that looked like what I was looking for that would make a lot of sense where she could go. Thank you, Barbara. But it was interesting because I just put out that video and I went there the next day and now that supposedly happened tonight. And also I want to show you guys this because Tracy, we think this is Dominique. We're not sure if this is him or not. And I have the sketch and I want to show you guys something. I guess this was him like 7 years ago. Hold on, I gotta show you this real quick. So I think the reading was showing us two places, possibly the second suspect and possibly another place where she's at. Kind of have to decipher that a little bit sometimes. Sometimes it takes me a few days to figure it out myself. What the heck am I looking for? Okay, here. Hold on one second. I need to hold on. I need to do it like this. There we go. I'll show everybody my messenger. So what's interesting is Tracy actually sent me this picture. This is supposed to be Dominique like 7 years ago. And this is the sketch they put out. I just thought it was interesting how much it looked like him. So I could be completely wrong, but he sure as hell does look like the sketch a little bit for the most part. The facial hair and everything. I don't know. Just a little older, in my opinion. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Thank you. Yeah. We'll talk about what I did yesterday. It was kind of fun. So I don't know. It just say it looks like Dominic. Just saying. Except for, this part right here, and but he could have grown that. This is 7 years ago. You just put some age on him. And where they went tonight in Monera, is that how you say it? That's where his house was. That's why I went over there. So just saying. That was my whole reasoning for going there. So that's why me and Tracy were kind of flipping out, because the road that I kept talking about, Tracy, like the when I went up to Oro Valley by the school, I kept saying, dude, why do I keep being pulled to the street? Well, that street goes directly to this house. So, yeah, and you guys have to understand too. They're going into houses that they're thinking are connected to the burglaries, because they're trying to say that it's together. Now, if we look at Tomato knew that there was burglaries going on. He probably used that to his advantage with his whole cover story, allegedly, for, you know what I mean? So, I'm not really paying attention to the raids because, like I said, there was also burglaries going on there that weren't related, that they're trying to say is related, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're trying to say, oh, there was burglaries here, so they must have came in and stolen a woman. No, but there is, they knew that was going on, so it's easy to use that to your advantage. Just saying. That's who Tomato is. That's who we're talking about. But that's his friend. So you guys all already know that my number one suspect has been since, the second or third, before any information came out about the son-in-law, because of how he was shown to me and everything, and the cards and everything that align if you've seen the readings. So I've never had any other suspect. There's nothing else that it points to in the astrology and the cards and the mediumship that came in. And literally, again, they use, if you haven't seen that, I talked about all that in the last reading that I did. It's all laid out. So basically now I'm looking for, because I needed to go see that, and I needed to see if there was an area that I was seeing that was around that because of the bird preserve and stuff. And I'm thinking the cards and everything, we're talking about the second suspect, but also there's still an area in those cards that makes sense to where I'm looking at now. What I'm looking at now is a specific. So when I was driving around in Tucson by Nancy's house, I kept wanting to go up, like up towards the mountains. Now, you guys, if you saw the cards, they talk about north and mountains. So I kept telling Tracy I won't keep filling a pool up, but I don't know where to go because the maps suck. And at this point, it was getting dark, but I was just like, I keep filling a pool up. Like, I want to go up. I don't really ever want to go down. Anytime I go down that way, I feel like I'm getting too far away from her, if that makes sense. Anytime I go too far east, I feel like I'm getting too far away from her. So it's mostly north, northwest, but it could be a little bit northeast, depending. It's definitely north. Because I always fill up. So that's where I'm focused on now. Now I'm trying to find a hiking trail that has water. Now I did find one. Now I'm trying to see if it's accessible with, without having to park in a parking lot or anything like that. That's the hard thing, is looking at the trails and everything and trying to figure out if he could have got there, at night easily without running into a parking lot or a gate. That's what I'm trying to figure out. And I know a lot of people were mentioning Bear, whatever. It is close to there, but that's not the one I'm focused on, because there's one that has more water. And I'm trying to see what's accessible, because there's lots of them up there, but some of them you can't get to due to a gate or a parking lot, which if you don't want to be seen. So I'm looking for an area that, because I went back through the cards in my head, because I'll sometimes do that. I'll go over them to try to see, okay, what are they trying to say? What are my visions trying to say? And I definitely do get a drainage pipe. That's one thing I keep getting. Now, the birds could have been something like a bird area that are around water. So that can make sense. There are some water areas in the mountains, believe it or not. There's a lake up there. There's creeks up there. There's that kind of stuff. So that's what I'm looking for, because going back over the cards, we had north, we had mountains, we had rocky area, we had cliffs, we had ravine. All of this is in the area. We had like a shed and abandoned building, which those are also in the area. And we had the what is that card that I was a quarry, but also mine. I think it's for either or with that card. And yes, there was a quarry over by Dominique, so that's why I was interested. But it could also be there is mining in this area as well as abandoned buildings and abandoned sheds. Apparently, there's some places that were built out there that are now abandoned. So I found that kind of interesting. I found that out today. So now I'm trying to figure out what hiking area that was accessible that he would have known that is north that has water. Because it has to have water because we pulled so many water cards and woods cards, which tell me kind of like a national forest or a woodsy area, what can be woodsy for Arizona. That is all Coronado National Forest. So, and I was thinking about this the other day too, is if you're trying to say somebody was kidnapped and you want to keep playing that story, you're not going to put them in an easy area. You're going to put them in a place where they might not be found for a while or whatever. So that's another thing that's coming across. And there's lots of wildlife up there. I hate to say, it's kind of scary. I always tease Tracy and say, watch a mountain lion's probably stalking me right now. So, that's kind of what I'm at now. But I needed every time that I've gone, I felt something different. I've been pulled towards different things, and it's like one breadcrumb has led to another breadcrumb. I did go back to Nancy's. I wish I could get closer to the house, but let me tell you, when I say there's 50 cards lined up along the street, can't walk up there without one, getting on camera, and two, like, I'm not media or anything. I'm not gonna just walk up and be like, hey, yeah, I'm a psychic, I need to feel this. It would be too hard with all the people around anyways. So I feel like it's so disrespectful. Like, I don't know. There's just too much going on up there. It's not funny because of the coyotes, you're right. And yeah, me almost getting attacked by coyotes the first time. Well, being surrounded by them, I guess we should say. Me and Justice, I think we were going to be a snack. But so then I had went over to Annie's house that day too, and there was lots of cops there. So if they're not looking at them, why is there's cops over there every day? Like, the cops were lined down the road. I couldn't even get to where I was before there. So, but every time I feel like I'm going, like, I go down or I can't, there's no east pull in the chart, and I don't feel pulled that way. Maybe a little bit up north, a little bit east, but not too much. Seems like if I go to that side, and I could be totally wrong. It just, that's how my, like, I guess, like, my internal compass or what I'm feeling, like, it feels like I get too far away. Do you know what I mean? But definitely I never want to go down. And I know people were talking about, there was like a marsh area out there. It's like literally in the middle of the city. It's surrounded by a gate. It's locked. There's no way. So, marshy can be more symbolic of just like a wet area. All right, beachy wet area. So, because I was looking at, so is it Seduro? I can't remember the name of it. I have it on my maps. Let me look real quick. It's a lake up there, but I can't figure out how to access it without going through a parking lot. It was the only place that made sense that I found so far. And it does have a lot of runoff and stuff. Doesn't look like it has Sabino Lake. Sabino. I don't know if that's how you say it. I was interested in that area because it's also a huge bird area. It's a water area. There's lots of ravines, and there's also, again, old mining stuff, old like shed-like buildings, abandoned buildings, things like that, which aligns with the card. Because I couldn't place that. I was like, why am I getting abandoned building and sheds? Like, I don't get that. But there are those in the area. So, Sabano, yeah, Sabano. I think that's how it's said, Sabano. And when you go up to the school, now I was thinking too, the work card could have something to do with just places that he knew from the work that he did. So that was another thing. So I'm looking for, he's an avid hiker, and You can't get to the house. That's the problem. And when I tell you there's 100 cars and it's parked probably a mile down the road, I'm not gonna just, you know what I mean? There's cameras everywhere. I'm just not like that. Um, I'm not gonna get any more there than because I've been on location like with Isabella. I don't think I'll get any more there than what I'm getting the way that I'm, doing it now. Hey. So, because basically what I'm doing is I'm finding places on the map. Basically, I wanted to go to, it was mobbed with media. Yeah, I'm not doing it. And Annie's was mobbed with cops. What? What are you talking about? I haven't heard anything. What? I'm completely confused. Oh, where did my freaking? Oops! I just realized I don't have my chat up. That tells you where I'm at right now, dude. Like seriously. I don't know why it looks like that either. That's weird. Why does it look like this? Hold on. This looks weird. I know, but I'm confused. I don't know what you're talking about. I got a headache all of a sudden. I don't know if that's lots better. I don't know why it looks weird. Like you can't see like you normally can. I don't know. Yeah, you got to get more info because I don't know what you're talking about. Because there's all kinds of rumors and stuff that are going on. There's all kinds of things that are going on. We okay. Appreciate it. Like I said, I've heard all different kinds of things, and I don't know what's true. I don't want to do like talk about misinformation. I don't know what I'm talking about. All we know is that allegedly Marino, because of the street that Brian Eaton took a picture of, is the one that I was drawn to that leads off that road. So I thought that was crazy. It's freaking Lambert. That road, it drove me crazy. I was like, why do I want to follow this road? Oh, now I know why. So it literally leads to his house. But I think you can like follow it all the way down or something. I don't know. Those roads repeat over there. It was wild. But so yeah, I think partly I just had to go check it out because he lived over there and everything aligned. And then when I was thinking about some of the other cars, I'm like, they align more of like a hiking area in the mountain type thing that would have water. So I feel like I need to find that type of area. The other area looks promising. I was just trying to figure out how we could even get there, without going through anything. But he might know some ways in that I'm not able to see on the maps. So yeah, basically everything that every time I've gone out there, I've learned something new. I've either been drawn to a specific road, I felt a certain thing, I saw what it looked like, or it lets me let go of that to move on to something else. So it's like breadcrumbs. We're picking up breadcrumbs along the way. Oh, 111 people. There's our number, Tracy. It's like picking up breadcrumbs on the way, So, and that's basically how this works. It's not everything as straightforward like I wish it was. I wish it worked like that, but everything has a divine timing. She'll be found how she's supposed to be found. Things will happen how they're supposed to happen. We still try anyways because you never know, you can be a part of that. But and plus again, it's a learning experience for me too because sometimes psychics do find people if they're supposed to. I'm sorry to hear about your friend, Marilyn. Sorry if the ice is loud in the mic. I just feel like I haven't been drinking enough water or whatnot. But that's basically it. I think that's all I can think to talk about for the most part. Yeah. Yes, it is. It's always possible someone could just stumble upon her one day. But the problem with that up there, lots of animals. Coyotes, mountain lions, you know what I mean? So Oliver, maybe not. It is possible. Um it's always that's usually how it happens. Usually somebody stumbles across her that's hiking or stumble across people that are hiking. Um more than, police and whatnot for the most part. Um that's usually how it happens. People found how they're meant to be found in the time they're meant to be found. That's just how it's supposed to happen. And yeah, a lot of times they are found very randomly. And get an exact area is almost impossible. And I mean, it's happened with people that have had accidents, or whatever, like in the water. But no, this has nothing to do with the Epstein files. But I'm sure Trump has his reasons. He's trying to what do we say? Redeem himself. And hopefully they don't try to pin it on somebody. Yeah, if they were gonna tip something, they probably would have tipped it already. Like, why don't you just tip it in and get the reward? The reward's 100,000. So tell me why you don't tip it in and get the reward and pretend like you know nothing if you're really after the money. It doesn't make any sense. And you guys realize this was happening in California. Like, either somebody can easily take like this situation that's been going on and use it to their advantage. Me and Tracy hope that they don't try to pin it on somebody that has tan skin. Um, you know, like I said, there's burglaries going on there that are not connected, that they're trying to connect or think that they're connected. So they could be looking at burglars, not every, like, to make sure that they are or aren't connected to Nancy. That's it. Somebody can use that to their advantage. So until someone actually, why are they at Ann's house every freaking day? So they were going in there and taking stuff out. So they obviously, and why are they over at Dominique's area if they were in Marina? Why? So I'm sure that they are probably going to catch some burglars off of this, as well as hopefully these people are getting, too egotistical about it. Yeah. Of course DNA is going to be found in the house that didn't belong to Nancy. We have to wait and see what it comes back as. We already know that she was taken out of her house. It's not a surprise. And the gloves I don't even think are related either, unless they were probably dropped on purpose. Just breadcrumbs. Look, you're going to go as far as you're telling me that stupid freaking video was real. No, it wasn't. That was the worst acting I've ever seen in my life. Literally, the guy goes up and puts his face in the freaking camera, then turns around and he's got a huge ass backpack on that weighs 50 pounds or looks like it weighs 50 pounds. I don't know why, unless it's just they've made it look big like that. I don't get that. Walk over and look for a bush of some kind to come back and cover up the camera that they just put their face in, and then it gets smashed later. Remember they detained somebody before for questioning? Allegedly, they're just going off of tips and shit. Like, they're probably going to get some burglars off of this. Exactly. So if these people knew about this, this is the plan that they devised. But anybody, I mean, that video, it's just crazy because me and Tracy are looking at this. Like, for one, do you ever see a kidnapper carrying a big ass backpack like this that looks like they're, I don't know, covering themselves from head to toe, but yet staring in the camera? Like, none of that makes sense. It's just bad acting. Where was it at? Are you talking about the one close to the house, or are you talking about the one in Marina? Because I know they were in Marina because Brian Eaton had a picture of the stupid freaking street that I keep telling Tracy about. No, they were putting stuff in bags. Cops don't come and pick stuff up for people and take them to her. They are looking. The reason she's not staying there is because they're probably searching. Tracy said they were looking in the mailbox and stuff, so. And they had gloves on. Like I said, they're probably going to catch other burglars in the area because now all of a sudden they care about that. They didn't care about it before, but now they do. Yeah. It's a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. TikTok, TikTok. You know? I think they're getting a little too, yeah. I'm sure somebody's just going to drop a glove 2 miles away. I mean, those gloves are pretty much found or pretty much used in a lot of places, including the cops have been using the same kind of gloves. So, it's one of these things where I think everybody jumps to conclusions and they don't need to jump to conclusions. Like, let things play out. Just because cops are arresting someone, it doesn't mean it's even involved. It could be about, like I said, they're looking into a burglar in the area because they think it's connected, because that's the whole point, right? They wanted this to look like someone broke into Nancy's. I'm telling you, if all these burglars aren't breaking into houses and stealing people, why all of a sudden would they break into a house and steal Nancy that's 84 years old? And why wouldn't they take her medication if they're going to keep her alive? That's the first thing you do. You're going to keep somebody alive. You're going to get money off of them. You're kidnapping them. This is so 60s. Like, you would take her medication, period. And then you have the video, besides the fact that it looks fake as hell. Where is the video of her prior to that? Unless this is all they're showing us. It's easy to just go drop gloves 2 miles away. The red herring. Right. So that was the biggest red flag for me, is why didn't they take our medication? If you're gonna go and take an elderly lady out of her house, the first thing you need to grab is the medication. And why are you have all these burglaries or whatever? Nobody else tried to break into a house and steal anybody, but they break in and try to steal, an old lady and don't take her medicine. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Dominique's house is in Marina. That's why I wanted to go over there. I was literally just there 2 days ago. That's why it was weird. I did tip it in because of that. So it's interesting to me that if they were in Marina, because that's where Brian Eaton was, why would he be over there for no reason? He's literally showing the street name that we're talking about, Lambert. So, exactly. Yeah, Tomato is a Gemini. That's what I'm saying. There's no reason to take her people. That's why it doesn't make sense. I'm telling you, I've been to that neighborhood, okay? That neighborhood, you have to know exactly where you're going. It's extremely dark. There's no lights. It's like a maze through there. I get lost every freaking time, or I end up at the house and not realizing that I'm down the street or whatever. So, the way that the roads are out there is super confusing. You have to know exactly where you're going, and it's super dark. So, I very seriously doubt just a random person was going through the neighborhood and thought, "Oh, let me break in here and steal an old lady and ask for ransom and not take her medication." It doesn't make any sense. The cameras were smashed. He didn't bring her through the garage. I mean, he could have to take her out, yeah. But when he dropped her off, I'm pretty sure she went to the front door and that's when everything happened. But yeah, he could have parked something in there and but that's the thing is it's not it's just they're just trying to cover their tracks for something that somebody did out of rage. So literally they did not break in. Nobody broke in and stole 84-year-old grandma and didn't take her medication to ask for Bitcoin. They're just using this that's going on, the burglaries and the Bitcoin crap from California to their advantage. Look, we're looking at someone that's very smart and his friend's a career criminal. So and allegedly Dominique has dumped things before. That's where I was trying to find that out too, but we couldn't figure out where that would be either. And if they really had her, then why don't they just, and they really want $100,000, why don't they just drop her off somewhere, tell the cops, hey, here she is, and grab the 100,000? It's being offered as a reward. No one would ever know they were involved. Just, I found this lady. But no, they can't do that. Hey. I mean, you guys saw the reading and everything. Well, if you've seen the reading, every single card that popped out points in this direction. I don't even think I got I don't even think I got a kidnapping card. Oh, I did, but it was like, it came in as more like, because that can also come in as what's being said. Dominique, that's Tomato's friend, his bandmate. Yeah, exactly. Hey, Trista. I mean, I'm sure they have an SUV or something. I don't know what kind of vehicle they have. Oh, you're not dumb. It's okay. Um, like I think that the problem with this case is that everybody's doing the play by play instead of sitting back and just allowing things to unfold. It'll all come out in the wash eventually. But we have to quit assuming that just because they see this many FBIs or this or that, you know what I mean? Just wait. That's the thing. Like, you know how many people jumped to the conclusion when they detained that guy for questioning a few days ago, came onto the channel basically to kind of say, "Hey, you were wrong. They arrested someone." And then they didn't even arrest him. They let him go. Like, the case is going to unfold. It's extremely messy. Hey. Thank you. Yeah, me and my mom went to the zoo yesterday, and then we went to go eat at my favorite place. So we had fun. We're both really tired today. She was having too much fun on the scooter going through going through the zoo. So it was a good day. And honestly, too, if an 84-year-old had that kind of struggle and was bleeding, and then they took her without the medicine, then you really expect her to be okay? Yeah, I'm back on for a few. I just wanted to update everybody on everything. Yeah, we did. Thanks to Trista and Tracy's birthday gifts, we were able to eat. But yeah, I gotta everything is starting to catch up with me. I really need to try to get some better rest because um, you know, life. So, oh, I have no idea. I have no idea. Unless I'm given information on that, I don't know. That's the thing that I think a lot of people don't understand is we don't know everything. And unless spirit gives us the information, the timing and all of that, then we don't know. And sometimes we just have to let things play out. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it was funny because there was like 4 birthdays last night there. Like every time we turn around, someone was getting happy birthday, and I'm just like, that's crazy. I've never seen so many birthdays at once. Apparently, that's everybody's favorite place. It's my favorite restaurant. Tracy doesn't like it. She doesn't like seafood because she's crazy. But yeah, me and my mom don't ever get to really go and do anything or go anywhere like that. So, it's a special occasion. Hey. But she was zooming around on that. I got her an electric wheelchair, so I don't have to push her around because she's having knee problems. And she was zooming around on that all through the all through the zoo. I think she had the most fun on that motorized thing. I'm like, man, she was like a kid. My mom is a Cancer. She's a Cancer with a and Placidus sign, because she Placidus sign Placidus. Placidus sign. She's on the cusp, so um, she's a Capricorn moon, Aquarius rising. Mm. Yeah, but mermaids ate it. They had to. Yeah, she's a Cancer. Yeah, we definitely butt heads sometimes, but she's an Aquarius rising, so we butt heads even more. She likes to like think she knows everything. Like last night, I was trying to tell her the bathroom was right there, and she was telling me it wasn't. And she came back. I was like, "All right, you were right. I hate to even admit that." So yeah, she is. She's a good mom. Thank you. And then today was Casper's birthday. It's okay. It really only matters if it's one of your top 3. But I think we all do have placements mostly in just about every sign, depending. So it just really depends on what the placements are. And not all Geminis are bad, just the shadow ones. It depends on if you're part of you're using you're the shadow part of the sign. I don't know. I'm trying not to, cuz y'all, when everybody came to me and was like, uh no, they arrested someone. I started questioning everything, and I'm like, Tracy, I don't understand it because I know what I saw, I know what I've gotten continuously, and yeah, and then so everybody gave me a freaking heart attack. I question myself enough as it is, so let's not do that to me anymore. Let's just wait. Yeah, North Node isn't a big deal. Gemini can be a very intelligent sign. Um, yeah, and air signs do get along. I mean, my son's dad is a Gemini, but you know, yeah, they just can have two sides. That's all. More homework. I know. I don't know. It seems like this case is leading like all different paths, and it's like at the same time the truth is like hiding in plain sight kind of thing. That's what it feels like. But everybody's going in other directions. Like it's almost like hidden, which is weird because Neptune's in Aries now, so you would think things would like burn off and be more seen. But I believe it was in Pisces at the time that this happened. Or no, it wasn't. It would have been in Aries, but Saturn was in Pisces. Yeah. Detained is not arrested. And again, there's been burglaries in the area. They're trying to connect it to the burglaries. That's the whole point. So I'm just letting it play out. I'm not assuming. I'm just following what I've been given, and that's it. I could be completely wrong, but I'm not. I don't know how because of all you guys saw the cards that come out. I don't pick the cards. I didn't. She showed me what she showed me in the beginning. So it's kind of why I don't like to come on here because people start making me second guess all the time. But yeah, there's lots of burglaries that were going on around there. So it could be related to the burglaries and not related to Nancy. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Smoke and mirrors. So if you think about it, someone that knew that this was going on in the neighborhood that thought they could use it to their advantage because something happened with Nancy. You have to go watch the video because it's a lot. What are you doing? But son-in-law. And I received that huge download during the reading too, which was very random that I wasn't trying to receive. So. What property Tracy. Oh, I always second guess because I'm human and I constantly will double check, second guess everything, and people don't help because I get a lot of, "Are you sure?" Making me second guess, or this happened or that happened. I mean, I still have people come to me and tell me that Brian Cover didn't do it, so. That was Gidget. She's not puppy, but she's like, how old is she now? She's probably like 8 now, something. Exactly. They weren't patient enough. Well, I just think he lost it because she told him no. She finally told him to take care of his own shit. I do. I second guess all. Like, I'm telling you, when they detained that first guy, I started flipping out. I almost had a heart attack on Tracy. I was like, I don't understand. Because I'll be like, I don't understand it. I know what I saw, what I got. Nothing points that way. Not even the astrology. So I start second guessing everything. The astrology even points to someone known. It doesn't point to a stranger at all. This thing is not. I'm trying to charge my speaker and it's not charging. Oh, she always just comes and lays behind me. She went to go get back under the blanket now. She loves being under the blankets. So she gets under the. I cover my. I have dog like blankets that I cover my couch with, and she just loves to get under them. But that's why I don't do live readings anymore because people make me second guess all the time in the chat and stuff. And, looking on areas and stuff, I just kind of have to do it myself because otherwise there's too much feedback. Do you know what I mean? She did have to talk me down. A good thing Tracy exists to ground me because, like I said, I'll start having a heart attack and hyperventilating because literally, for one, I don't want to put out wrong information. It's not even an ego thing. It's just, it's a lot of pressure in this work. People don't understand it. You can be right 100 times, but the one time you're wrong, people come after you for it. That's just the way that it is. So that's why I like to quadruple check everything before I release it and do it in different ways because otherwise, and I kind of do that for you guys to be like, look, all things point this way, not just one or two, all things, Well, I wasn't watching so whenever I had a sitter, I wasn't watching comments, but I was still mind reading the chat. So they were so loud that I was still picking up information. And in Ethan's reading for Idaho 4, he ended up leaving because he was, everybody else was louder than he was energetically. So that was one thing. And we just don't use sitters anymore because, well, we had a bad experience there. And so, and chat, yeah, it's hard. Like, I have to have something to bounce off of. So I would have to look at chat on that. And actually, I did have, accurate readings. Like, when I first got Rick Allen, it was during a live. So it has happened, but a lot of times people want to argue and stuff. You know what I mean? I do bazillion check everything. I'm not even joking. Yeah. Like I said, just because they're in custody does not mean that they're related to Nancy. It could totally be related to the burglaries. Every single video they've showed of the burglaries that people have put out from their house are different people. But yeah, I guess this charger is messed up because it's not charging my speaker. It'll charge it and then stop. Heck. All right, good night. Yeah, I'm not going to be on here much longer because I need to go take care of everybody and go to bed myself. I actually just slept on the couch. I couldn't even make it to bed last night. It is a lot, and that tends to be how my videos are. Is I tend to try to put a lot of information out. I get a lot of information, and like I say, I like quadruple check everything. So there's nothing in the chart, even the astrology chart, to suggest this is anybody random. So I'm just letting things play out because they detained people before and then they released them, or him. So not everything is gonna be, you know, there's other stuff going around that neighborhood that I think that people were sending in videos of and stuff, like burglaries and stuff. But why are you gonna like go from stealing things in people's yards to breaking in and stealing or hurting a grandma? I also saw cops were at Marina, so yeah. And last time they detained somebody and let him go. So I'm just waiting. Because a big part of this is it just makes me like question sometimes the way that law enforcement they've been rushing this and stuff. Like, are they really just trying to make something come to an end? Be just like, okay, these guys are burglaries, they must have done this, you know? But I'm just waiting because I don't need to be made second guessing on this one especially. Yeah, and I know a lot of people like complain that they aren't the way that they used to be, like with the channeling, but it's unfortunately for one that's extremely draining on me, and for two, I can't. I have what's the word? Trust issues now. And although sitters try not to lead things the wrong way, sometimes they can. And even if they have their own thoughts. Okay, you guys can quit talking about people they detained in the chat. Let's just wait. Case is still evolving. Well, you can see why I second guessed Tracy. But you and I both know how that information came about the first time I got it, right? Yeah, well, I honestly don't trust our FBI right now because Cash Patel is involved in it and Trump's involved in this, and I don't trust it. I don't know what you mean by something bigger. In my opinion, this is all about greed, so just saying. I don't either, honestly. And that's what I'm saying. Are they just looking for somebody to be like, okay, they were being burglars everywhere else. Maybe they did this. And, it's easy that somebody could like frame somebody. Let me go drop some gloves by someone's house. Like, I don't know. Um, yeah, it is because I'm an air sign, so I pick up everything. So that's what people don't understand. Then people say, "Oh, you could just channel by yourself." I'm like, "No, like I have to have something to hit off of, like the cards or whatever. But I can't sit there and scribble and just get things usually. So I just get random downloads, like you guys see. Well, maybe the sheriff doesn't trust them either, too. It's possible. And it is yes, it is hard to block sitters' thoughts. Correct. And sometimes they'll tell me no when the answer is yes, and it then takes me off, and you know what I mean? Like, it's just, it can be, not saying that I'm always accurate by myself, but I just, did it? Oh, your balls went off. I was like, where, what did I miss? Um, oh, people are calling him Tomato now? Interesting. They Tracy, they stole Tomato now too, for the love of God. I mean, yeah, you know, other people that are getting rid of, you know, that are maybe stealing stuff in the area or whatever. Like I'm saying, there's other things that's going on around there they didn't care about before. Yeah. I made a whole video about it because people were complaining. So and that's the other thing too. If you're innocent, why are you hiding? Like, shouldn't you be begging for like your mom-in-law to come back safe and sorry? That's weird to me. If I wasn't involved in anything and my mom-in-law was missing, I would be out there being like, "Hey, can you bring her back?" I wouldn't just go hide in the shadows. I don't know. What? That's what I'm saying. It was someone with intimate details of inside. So that's another reason that doesn't make sense about it being a stranger. Think about that. Okay. So they, for the Bitcoin, gave information of the inside of the house. They also gave personal details. They also knew where all the cameras were. It's not a stranger. There's too much having to know where everything is and knowing, you know, where the cameras were, where things were in the house. If you just come in and grab something, you're not going to pay attention to a lot of that stuff. Unless you've been in the house before. I mean, I think it is. I mean, your mom's missing. Why are you going to let Savannah be the only one that's talking? People think that you're a suspect. Why aren't you coming out and kind of proving otherwise? Because he's afraid he's going to give something away? Or I don't know. But why were they over by Dominique's house today? Allegedly. And I know they were, like I said, because Brian Eaton had a picture of Lambert, which is exactly the road I was getting that leads to his house. So, hey. Yep. She told him to go take care of their own shit. And who was the last one seen with him? Her, I mean. He allegedly dropped her off, and then the garage door opens at 9:45 when he was around the time that he allegedly dropped her off. You feel me? I mean, he does kind of. Somebody said that he looked kind of like Steven Stearns, and I have to, or Stephen Stearns. I have to agree with that. He does kind of look like him, and I think he has the same issues. Uh, Yay! I know. They also had one detained 2 days ago. Hey, baby. There's also burglaries going on in that area, guys. That was the whole point, to connect the two situations. Right? Well, sometimes people can pass them. Um Psychopaths can pass them. He does. I don't know. When will everything catch up to Tomato? I don't know. Oh, I don't know where Greenville schools are. I'm just trying to put you have to put the breadcrumbs together. Try to find the area you're seeing in that way. That's all I'm trying to do. No, they didn't take anything from the house. They didn't even take her medication. Just saying. I mean, why are you gonna break in just to steal an old lady? Like, that doesn't make any. I don't know. Just doesn't make any sense. I mean, because she's vulnerable or whatever, I guess. But you don't take her medication. You really want Bitcoin? Yeah, no. Annie's ex. Who's Annie's ex? Oh, EMF. EMF spiking. I have a headache. That's the thing too, is everybody can get information wrong when they're reporting it. I've heard so many different things so far reported that weren't true. Yeah, I am pretty exhausted, honestly. I wasn't gonna stay on that long, but not in this case. I don't think there's. I mean, I've never gotten anything about a red truck. I don't know. EMF, it just means that there's spirit energy by it. Why do you say that, Cher? Not in this case. So yeah, anytime that spikes green, it's just spirit energy, because as you can see, it's not doing anything now. The REM pod's on too, but it's been quiet for a couple days. I guess. I got a headache now. Huh. That's interesting. I didn't notice that. It'll all just come out in the wash. You know? Hey! Hey. Calm down. Why are you guys freaking out? Justice, stop. Leave the cat alone. Darn cat. Sorry. Huh. I don't know. Why were they in Marina tonight? That's what I'm wondering, what that was all about. I don't know, guys. So, yeah, that was basically it. I just wanted to come on and update you guys about where I've been at, what I've been doing as far as the trips that I'm making up there. That, you know, I've only been able to do because people have helped me do it. So, thank you so much for that. But now I'm going to have to try to focus on other things right now. Getting that time in the month. So, I don't know. I'm just going to wait and see because there's not much else I can do as far as the reading is concerned on this. Just location work, basically. And I'm trying to think because I had some weird dreams last night, but I don't even remember them. Like I said, I slept on the couch. I didn't even make it to the bed. And then today I thought, as I got up and let the dogs out, and I was like, I don't want to go to bed because if I go to bed, I'll be there till 4 o'clock. Yeah, I went to sleep on the couch and got up at 3. So it really did me no good. But I slept pretty good though. What, Chuck? So what? Yeah, I called in an area for them, but I'm with you, Sheridan. I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. Like I said, they're doing their investigation. Everybody jumps to conclusions and they jump the gun, so to speak, on what is happening because they see something going on. So all of a sudden they, think it's involved, or they think, oh, they must be the people. Do you know what I mean? So I think that, I'm with you, Sheridan, on that. And from all the work that I've done, what I was shown, all the astrology, I tend to not think it's anything else, but things like this makes me second guess. So try not to push it on me because I will sit here and I will start having a heart attack because there's a lot of pressure in this work. People don't understand. You're expected to be right all the time, perfect all the time. And I never want to put out wrong information. Like, that's my biggest thing. That's why I check things freaking umpteen times, different ways. I'm that's one reason I started trying to put the astrology into it, was to validate it. So well, thank you. That's very sweet. Yeah, JLR's pizza made it on the news. And while everybody else is over there at the house filming, I'm out searching. It's kind of annoying because you don't see any of these people that supposedly care, that are trying to be media and recording. You don't see them searching the areas, you know? So that kind of gets me a little bit. Like, they could be searching or looking around, whatever, as part of being there. But everybody jumps to conclusions, just like everybody jumped to conclusions the time the first guy was arrested. Like, and it meant nothing. And everybody had me. There must have been 50 comments about how they detained somebody because everybody wants to come and tell the psychic that they're wrong, that they've got somebody else in custody. And so yeah, it made me almost have a heart attack. So I'm not gonna do that this time. I'm glad you enjoy the channel. I'm I'm not gonna do that this time. I'm just gonna wait. Yeah. And that's why I was like, well, you know, I just didn't feel right going up to Nancy's house with all the media and everything there. It already felt like a frenzy and not right, and I don't know. Oh, I am. That's what I'm saying. I've got to do some personal work so I can, get groceries and stuff because I put everything I have into this and I don't, it's only funded basically off of donations for me to go up there. Um, yeah, no, almost had a heart attack. So, I appreciate that, but I told Tracy, "Good thing you're here to ground me because, like, I was losing it." I started rechecking everything again. I started looking at the astrology, and I'm like, "It can't be," because then you see all these people saying, "Oh, it's a worker. Did you get your electricity done?" So then I started looking into that. The chart doesn't align with that. So, you know, I don't know. The cards came out the way they came out. I didn't pick them. I got the download I got. I didn't. When I first got the download for the person below Nancy, I was not trying to get information on that case, and that's why it tells me that it's natural. That's why it tells me that it's got to be accurate because I wasn't actually trying to get information on it. Someone started talking about it, and then all of a sudden I got nausea, the EMF spiked, and I saw the visions I had. And so oh, thank you. I appreciate you. I try really hard, but I'm not gonna always be 100%. And honestly, like I try to tell people, I can't promise locations. Locations hard for me, really bad. It's really bad to like learn to feel, and location's tough. It's tough. It's literally you have to try to find what you're seeing. At least in my opinion, I have to try to find what I'm seeing, and then I have to try to, in this instance, be on the ground and try to feel through everything to find it. And it's just not easy. My feelers are all over the place as it is, so that's something I'm trying to hone. And I'm hoping that I'm getting better at it because I've been doing this for a long time, and that's the hardest thing for me is location and honing the location, especially when someone else is involved. I've been there. Is it 3 or 4 times, Tracy? And then I also went to search for Bella the day after, so I went there Friday, and then I went to Bella's Saturday last week, and then this week I went there the 11th, and then my birthday was the 12th. So I went to Tucson 2 days in a row after that. But that's the thing, I did rest. Like I slept till 3 o'clock this afternoon, so I still feel tired though. That's like everything. Yeah. Thank you. That is true. That is, I do give everything that I can into it, and that's the problem. Is everything else goes by the wayside. I go without groceries so I can go up to Tucson and look. That's just the way they am. It is different being an actual environment, but also like it's the same way. I need to. It's hard on a map too. So it's hard on a map. It's even harder in the environment. It's not a strong point of mine. And also, I'm adjusting too with not working the way that I was accustomed to working. Like, I don't do a lot of the auto rights anymore because it takes, for one, auto rights I can pull in other cases, and so that makes it kind of hard sometimes. For two, it takes more energy to do those. So yeah, I've been on the maps all night. You're right. Shoot, I was on them today before my reading. I was like, I gotta look at this hiking area, and then I can't figure out how he would get there. So, but it does. So I'm also learning to kind of work this way because again, I used to always auto write, and then I was channeling live, and then I was channeling with a person, and so this is a little different for me. But I've got to learn how to work by myself because, that's how a lot of other psychic detectives do it. Is they work by themselves. You don't see them really doing readings with anybody or anything like that. So you're supposed to be able to do it like that, but it's just hard for me because I can't channel by myself really well. So that's why the random downloads. I think that's Neptune and Aries with the random download I had during her reading. So, oh yeah, and then you have to thank Tracy too, because Tracy's on the phone with me this whole time I'm out searching. So she's on the phone for like 10 hours, like literally. Poor thing. I call her, I wake her up. Of course, she thought it was later. It was like 1 o'clock her time, and I'm like, Tracy, I'm headed to Tucson. I'm like, you go back to sleep if you want. She's like, no, I'm on the phone. She's on the phone with me for like 10 hours while I'm out searching, so I'm not doing it by myself. And we're discussing like, what we're looking for and all of that. She's following me on the map, in case I get attacked by like a mountain lion or a coyotes or something. And I'm in flip-flops because I don't have hiking shoes. I'm probably gonna have to get hiking shoes if I'm gonna go to this hiking area because like literally I'm in flip-flops in these places. It's nuts. But yeah, because I'm a flip-flop girl. I don't like shoes, but I think I might have to if I'm gonna be looking in hiking areas. Thanks, Candace. I don't know. I'm like, it's almost like every time I go there, I get another piece of the puzzle or another breadcrumb or another pool, and or it's like, okay, I can knock that off my list. And then I always put in the work. That's the thing. I don't think people understand. This is what I try to tell everybody. Like every single case I do this. It's not just Nancy's case. It's just Nancy's case I can go look, right? But every single case that I work, I spend hours and hours and hours behind the scenes doing stuff for free. So, you know, it's tough because then I don't have I don't have the energy to do what I need to do to fund it all. So that's why we're I think trying to do the nonprofit because it's just I don't want you to be alone. It's kind of fascinating too. I observe things about you when you don't even realize. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yep, the flip-flops for real. But I always put in the work to every single case usually like this. Just people don't always see it. Do they? Maybe I need some hiking sandals. She laughs at me because I'm like literally out here like hiking in like flip-flops. And that one day that I walked around the whole pond at that preserve, it was a lot of walking. Well, the good thing is February, so don't really got to worry about snakes too much. I probably wouldn't do this in the summer. I haven't seen any scorpions or anything like that, so I probably do need to take like bear spray or something like that too. Honestly. Hey. I know, Sheridan, I tend to do this though. This is just like totally I don't know what the workaholic in me. I don't know, like I can't help it. I have to I tried to get my mom to go to Famous Footwear with me last night because they were doing a buy one get one, and she was like, "No." And no, it's LLE, so it's Rochelle. It's okay. You spelled it right the first time. Yeah. Spiritual warfare. I think it's just I always push too hard. I just do. Like I can't let things go sometimes. I have to literally make myself let go of cases. Like I did get unicorn leggings. Yes, my mom got me unicorn leggings. But I was trying to get her to go get shoes cuz she needs them too. She talks about her knees, but she doesn't wear good shoes. Yeah, no. People call me Rachel and spell it wrong, but there's an L and an E. It's Rochelle. But I don't know. And this case has been like pushy to me. I don't know why. It's like I feel like I've been pushed to like I have to go see this so that I can knock it off or I have to go look here. Like I don't know. Like when I got the video out, I was like, you have to get it out now. It like feels that like pushiness and I can't explain it. Yeah. Well, we call thongs here something else, but um I used to call them thongs. But yeah, no, I live in my flip flops year round just about. Actually, this year has been year round. I haven't put anything else on other than flip flops. So, I wore them year round because we've had kind of had a mild winter. So I wore them year round this year. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. Like it's like I gotta do it now, and I'm not like that usually with other cases. Um, so there has been like kind of a pushy aspect, or I'm fighting like rushing the timeline or something, or like rushing against the timeline. I don't know how to explain it. Yeah. It's almost like I want to find her in a spot that's connected to him or something. I don't know. I can't explain it. But if I'm off, I told Tracy, if I'm this far off, I should just quit. I tell her that every case I mess when I mess up. I'm like, okay, I'm quitting now. because of the way my gifts are changing, it's things are not as clear and they're not like I'm not it's not coming in the same way. It's hard to explain, but they've changed. And so my gifts have changed, the way that I use them have changed, and it's a little more frustrating because, yes, when I used to channel live, I used to get more little intimate details and stuff, but I also second guessed more. This way I can kind of check everything before I give it to you guys and like feel confident in it for the most part. Um, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but my gifts have changed in the way that I'm using them, the way that they're working and everything. So it's been kind of a progress for me too, or um whatever. I don't know how to explain it. It's just been different. I've had to kind of learn to understand how to use them this way. And for a little bit, I kind of felt like I lost my vision and my gifts for a little bit, or they were being blocked in some way. There was a lot of crappy astrology going on um, for like 3 or 4 months. And then um, and I noticed like my accuracy also kind of went down. But then this, like, I don't know, when the Aries and Neptune kind of hit, like I got more clarity. So I don't know if it was like the last part of that being in Pisces. I've also had more energy because of that, but everything's starting to catch up now. So I don't know how to explain it, but is that a feeling you're having or is a pushing? It could be pushing from her. I don't freaking know. I can't explain it, dude. Well, if I'm this far off, I may as well. Well, no, they're changing in the way that I use them because, as I said before, like I can't do live readings because I pick up on the chat mentally and it throws everything off. I learned that from Ethan. After Ethan's, no more, because that was really horrible. And then I literally had to get a restraining order for sitters. I cannot channel without a mirror, so I cannot sit here and scribble and just channel thing. It doesn't work like that for me. So it's different. Everything evolves and grows and changes in the way that they're supposed to. We have no control over that. It's just the way that happens. So I'll use them the way that they're supposed to be used. Now, Pluto and Aquarius is a whole like revamping because I have an Aquarius sun and rising. So Pluto and Aquarius is a revamping of my gifts and myself and what I put out there. That's part of that whole transit. She should do a behind the scene talk about these things because she let's not, Tracy, like really, because some of the stuff is embarrassing. Like we won't even go there on some of the embarrassing things. Um I mean, I think it's good growth, but a lot of people, they get used to one thing and they don't like change, but I always follow spirit and do the way that I'm comfortable with. People don't know what I went through last year and it was kind of it sucked. Um and it broke my trust in a lot of other things, so I can only depend really on myself and spirit for the most part. I mean, and Tracy too, obviously, but I need to like not depend on other people to like work, because when you do that you have to sit here and wait, hey, is that person available, um so I need to be able to learn how to do it myself in whatever aspect that's going to work and be accurate. So it's been a little bit of recalibration, relearning, stuff like that. And if I really have to get deep or see things, I have to auto write, but I have to do that first if I'm going to do it, because um you know it's hard not to know what you're getting and what you're not getting if you're already know information, or if you've already looked at a map or whatever. It just makes it more clear if you auto write first if you're going to do that. But I also noticed that some of my auto writes, they they picked up on other cases and it was confusing. So thanks, Trista. It's been different. But like when I was doing the cards the other night when I did Nancy's reading, because Spirit pushed me to do that reading all day, which makes sense because the REM pod was going off and then it stopped, and then when I started doing the reading, it started again, and so they were pushing me to do that. I felt very high and ungrounded during that, so I know I was channeling and I know I was tapping in because I felt really off, like the most ungrounded I've ever felt doing any type of reading. It was really weird. And then I had like those clarity moments. I call them lightning strikes now. I'm pretty sure that's an Aries and Neptune thing, but it was just like all of a sudden I knew and I could see the whole timeline and blah, blah, blah. I don't think that came out of nowhere. It just kind of like, that's how it's been more like claircognizant, I guess, than like claircognizant and visions isn't as how that's like coming in. Like I'll just kind of like know, and it's different. I don't know. Yeah, I know. But so I'm saying a lot of people don't understand whenever they sit there and say, do it this way or do it that way. You know what I mean? It's like, you don't understand. And I'm the last one you want to tell how to use their gifts or what to do with them or how to do them. It's just going to be going the way that I feel comfortable or that spirit leads me to do it. Yeah, I always have a great community. I really tend to attract some great people, and that's like whenever, because I was losing subs for a while. I think I lost I think I was telling Tracy like 20 subs like before I started gaining my subs back, and every day I would lose more. And so I was like, oh my gosh, Tracy, what the heck? What is going on? But that's okay because vibe with the tribe, right? The vibe, they're no longer vibing, so that's fine. Is what it is. So we'll see. Don't jump to conclusions. I want to know why they were in Marina tonight, though, because they were on his street. I only know that because of Brian Eaton's picture. It was that freaking Lambert Road that I was drawn to, and we were trying to figure out why. Yeah, it ain't comfortable. The growth has not been comfortable. Let's just say that. Um, but I have to take it as it's for a reason, and I don't know. I don't know. I had some weird dreams, and I keep trying to remember what they were because at the time I thought they kind of had something to do with this, but I don't know. So this makes me wonder, did you guys say that the gloves were dropped 2 miles away and then all of a sudden they're raiding a house that's 2 miles away? Just wondering if someone could have dropped those gloves there on purpose. I don't know. I'd be curious where they were found in comparison. Yeah, no, we don't. It's fine. It's fine. Like I said, I'm happy because I'm not invisible anymore. I was invisible for like 4 months. And I felt very unsupported, and I felt like everybody was trying to tell me what to do. And trying to tell me how to be, and I can't handle that. Oh, it was. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I'm so sure we're gonna just drop gloves that we just use in a crime by our house. Just saying. Well, I'm glad that you're joining the chat. Um Yeah. Well, actually my algorithm was really crappy. Like I was just not getting views. I was getting like I went from like thousands of views to like 100. But of course they weren't big cases, but still I never used to have that problem before, and then it was like there was really no support, or I wasn't being seen. It was hard to explain. And anytime anybody had anything to say, it was fighting me over the way I used my gifts, the way I ran my channel, whatever. It was always a bitch and complaint. So now, hopefully, that's changed. Or it looks like it's changed. It feels different. The energy is moving, and that's good because we were stagnant for a little bit. But with Saturn and Aries, or Saturn and Neptune moving into Aries, things should shift because they're out of my second house now, and that's wonderful. Also, that's also something too, is with Saturn and Aries in my third house, like I'll get downloads different than I did before, and I might talk faster than I did before. So, because people bitch, I can complain that I talk fast. You can slow me down. This is why I have the beginning part of my video that talks about why I talk fast. And so with Aries as a fire sign, it's fast, it's lightning. So if I get downloads, they're gonna come in fast. Look at Matt Frazier. That's part of being a medium. That's how it works. So but I've noticed that that's where I'm all of a sudden getting like these weird like hits of clarity, claircognizant, kind of like you're getting struck with lightning, or fast like Aries fire. So I think that has something to do with the way my gifts have shifted too, if that makes sense. Well, that's what I'm saying, Sheridan. If they're sitting 1.5 miles away and then they arrest people that are 2 miles away, that's weird. Yeah. But that's why I explain it. Like, I have a whole explanation thing at the beginning of my video for this reason. I'm glad you know so much. That's not true. Actually, if you knew anything about spirituality and astrology, you would know that the astrology is the snapshot of the time that you were born on Earth. It's also the snapshot at the time that a crime occurred. So yes, it does. You obviously aren't spiritual, and you don't know that blueprints align with your astrology. That's why people have to be born at a certain time in a certain place, and that's why some people don't get born until later. They have to have a C-section or whatever because they have to be born at a certain time. So I'm glad that you know so much. not talking to you. I'm talking to this person that acts like they know everything. I blocked, but why is it still there? Okay, I should be blocked. Sorry, I go on tangents sometimes. It's actually been proven that astrology can help solve cases, forensic astrology. There's somebody that I know that's been doing it for years and years and years. If it's read correctly. How come I can't block it? How come I can't delete it though? Anyways. But yeah, Sheridan, me and you are on the same page. That's all I'm saying. And Tracy, I think, is on the same page. Pretty sure, hopefully, most of you guys in here are on the same page. Yeah. And that's not what I ever assume. That's not what I ever assume, anyways. But I know a lot of the stuff that's been called in my astrology has happened, or the energy that surrounds the astrology has been correct. So, if people don't really study it or know it or have the experiences, then they don't know. They just chime in because they think they look at it from a scientific perspective. Yes, it has. If it's read correctly. I know somebody that located two people, the forensic astrologer, by using forensic astrology. So I only use it to validate my cases anyways. I don't use it as the forefront. It's just like, I'm getting this, now let me look at the astrology and see if it aligns. Do you know what I mean? Mine is too, completely. If it's read properly. But I like to do, like, basically get the information I'm getting and then see if it aligns, like, kind of like as a validation tool. That's all I like to use it for. Anyways. Well, I guess I'm going to get off here and feed everybody. I just wanted to tell you what I've been up to and why each time that I go up to Tucson, it's more of like the piece of the puzzle is more feeling something different, more realizing something different. Important to see like what the area is about, what it looks like, etc. So so that you guys were like in the loop on that, because it's also a learning journey for me, it's a learning journey for you, for people to understand how this works, because it's not always just okay, yep, they're gonna walk right to where they are and that's gonna be it. It doesn't work like that. So yeah. Well, that's the thing. Astrology has been around for a very, 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 very long time. Very long time. It was used by the ancients, to predict things and stuff like that. So it's not like it's some new thing. But yep, no, sometimes it takes, and this is new for me too. Anyways, going and being in the area, so I also have to learn that. So I'm trying to learn it and see how certain things feel and what I experience. So yep, it's not easy as everybody thinks, that's for sure. Well, not for me anyways. I'm sure it is for some psychics, but not with my gifts and the way that I work. That's what I always bitch and complain about. Why can't my location be better? Why can't I feel more? But yet I'm sitting there with the logistics guy for Bella, and he has neck pain, and I'm like, my neck is killing me and my head is killing me. And I didn't know that he had neck pain. And I'm like, dude, is your neck hurting? He's like, oh my God, it's killing me. And I'm like, great. So I can feel you more than I can feel spirit. I can feel perpetrators more than I can feel spirits, so that's kind of a pain in the ass. So that kind of sucks too. That's called being clairempathetic. That makes things frustrating. So, trying to feel spirit and picking up on people's aches and pains instead is a little kind of a pain in the ass. Oh, yeah, I forgot to put that up, huh? If anybody feels called to donate, Tracy has put the Linktree. I also have really cool astrology shirts. And the scheduling app is there. I believe all my appointments are open right now for Wednesdays and Fridays. So, yeah, Luann, I'm glad you're on the same page. Yep, it does help because, like I said, I've been pouring everything into this, and now I'm. So, but yeah, don't, I always say don't feel pressure, but every little bit helps, or every little thing that people do, even the commenting and liking the videos help. So, yeah, no, she started telling me about it works. It should work. I use it all the time. How does the QR code work? Hold on. Crap. Why are you doing that? Sabrina was just telling me about the SWAT thing, and I said, there, try it again. And I said, I don't care. Just gonna wait. Yeah, it worked. Maybe Tracy, it works now, Sabrina. I think she messed up the link, that's all. Good night, Luann. But yeah. So keep getting a freaking pain in my head. And I'm feeling really ungrounded, so I'm gonna. Hey, Kelly. I just hope I don't have a million comments like, "Oh, they arrested 2 people and blah 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 blah." Just can we just let things play out, please? Because the glove was by there. Anybody could have dropped that glove there. I'm just saying. The thing is we're dealing with people that are intelligent. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. It might have. But I'm gonna go get around and feed everybody and go to bed. Lay down. I'm tired. I gotta take Neptune tomorrow, so I have to go up to Tucson again tomorrow. I have to go get his beak done. He scared me tonight, so yeah, I think I think it was like cut off or something. Or it didn't copyright. But I appreciate the support. Oh, Trista, I told you give it a couple weeks. Trista got a REM pod, and her REM pod hasn't been working, but now it's decided to go off tonight. So she's happy. So now she can join the REM pod crew with me and Tracy. Mine's been quiet since I want to say it was going off for my birthday for a minute, like to say happy birthday when I got home, but I had to change the batteries in it, so then it didn't go off anymore. So she's happy her REM pod's going off. until once they learn how to play with it, and then they don't want to leave it alone. But mine's been quiet, so. The REM pod? No, it doesn't scare the cats. They freaking sit here with the thing going off. It sounds like music. Mine sounds like music, so they just like whatever. I think they're used to it anyways. It's not loud. Mine's not loud. You'd have to go and look at the link. They're all different prices from 20-minute to 40-minute. I only do Wednesdays and Fridays. So there's a slot open, one slot open for Wednesday and one for Friday. So you have to go to the link. You can get it through the Linktree. Or in the description box is a Linktree as well. Did you get the same one I got, Trista? Because Tracy ended up with a different one. Did you get the gift for you one? Because Tracy got a complete. I thought Tracy was getting the same one as me, but she got a different one. Hers isn't like music. Like hers, like has a really loud, annoying sound. Hers is different. No, the one that I have, it just sounds like music. So the one Tracy has, they probably wouldn't like because it's like, nah. But this one is just like little, sounds like kind of like I don't know how to explain it. It kind of reminds me of like a children's piano or something. Okay. Yeah, because Tracy ended up getting a different one. Yeah, we know Nancy's not found. Yeah, you need the one that I have. It's better. But yours is cool. It goes off. I can hear it. I can hear hers when I'm on the phone and it goes off sometimes. Yeah, I like that one. Yeah, Tracy's is more screeching. A different lead? What do you mean? And somebody sent me this ball like Tracy has. So I didn't see a thing with it. So thank you whoever sent that. I think you can charge these ones. Hello, Miss Gloria. My hair's a mess, yo. Yeah, I was surprised because this was a gift to myself for Christmas. I made payments on it though, but because like you can get it through like Sizzle is what I got it through with payments, and so it was only like $59. Usually REM pods are like 70-80 bucks, so it was a really good deal. And they love this thing, and I think they love it because it's just like music, and they like the lights, and they love to talk about how they're playing with the lights and making the music. So I don't know. I think the kids like to play with it. The kid spirits. I like it a lot. So yeah, it wasn't bad. Oh, the ball. Yeah. My balls don't go off that much anymore. Hey. Yeah, I'm just getting ready to get off here. I gotta go feed everybody and lay down. I'm tired. I didn't even really do anything today. I mean, I looked at the map for like 5 hours. I'm so confused at like the access to those areas. There has to be another access. Oh, Jay, I'm glad to hear you say that. Like I keep telling everybody, everybody just needs to wait and chill out because they be jumping to conclusions around here. I still want to know why they were in Marina because I know that Brian Eaton was there, and I still, because like I said, he showed the road, and I really want to know why he was there because I was already there 2 days ago. What happened to my thing? Yep, Friday the 13th. And unfortunately, she's not going to be recovered in a house, in my opinion. Yeah, well, and I also went to Phoenix on Saturday too. So, and I haven't gotten caught up with anything else that I need to get caught up on either. I have some things like Trista stuff and a few other, and I got to do the raffle still. Oh my god, I keep forgetting about that. I got to get all the names for the raffle and do that, and I still owe Trista her reading for that too. So, I don't have enough time in the day. I have too many cats. Oh, you're not sure what you want from your gift card? That's funny. Shush, Trista. I know. I keep forgetting. I keep spacing it because I've been trying to do 50 things. I know, but I'm just saying. He said the cops were like his video showed that street. That, like I said, I Lambert that I told Tracy about that we ended up leading to that person's house, and that's why I went to that area. Anyways. Well, yeah, forensics is gonna go as well, anyways. Like they have to go and check things, so it's not like it's a surprise. I have two voids, Tracy. Yeah. I mean, honestly, the whole case, in my opinion, is actually really simple. 111 again is really simple, but it feels like all these red herrings and all these other directions and everything makes it seem like there's lots of twists and turns, but it's really actually easy. It's really actually not a hard case, in my opinion. Just like I don't think a lot of the other cases are that hard that people tend to make them out to be, like Summers and Sabat. Like those are a lot easier cases than what they're made out to be. So same thing here. I think it's everything's in plain sight, but it's like there's something about this case. I need to look at the aspects again because there's something about this case that makes like the truth be hidden and all these red herrings and things just everybody just go in different directions. It was literally in the astrology that everything was tampered with the footage and stuff. So yeah, red herrings and egos. It's like all different directions that it's just yeah, no, it's that's what I'm saying. It's presenting as like a crazy case that's like wild, but it's not really. I don't know how to like explain it. It just feels like there's all different directions that they don't need to be going in. Like the answer's all right there is what it feels like, basically. Yeah. That's the thing is like everybody's gotta, report every 5 seconds on something, you know. Every 5 seconds this is happening. Every 5 seconds that is happening. Yeah. Lots of just red herrings and mirages and just bullshit. So it's really, and that's how it was made to look, and that's what's so frustrating. And the fact that they actually believe that she was kidnapped for Bitcoin is just it's crazy. Yeah, no kidding. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't see what's crazy to me is all these people that are recording. Like, why aren't you all looking? Like, there's lots of Arizona desert you can go look, just in case. So, I don't know. They come out here and record, but when they're not recording, they could go look if they really wanted to help. But it just feels like it's more for trying to be the one to solve it, trying to be the one to put the information out first, trying to be the one to say this first. You know what I mean? That's what it feels like. And when I went out there this last time, I never seen so many freaking cars in a neighborhood. Like it was like down all the way down the street were cars, and I was just like, this is crazy. Like I would be pissed off. I'd be pissed off, honestly. If it was in my neighborhood or whatever. Media is just crazy. I've never seen it. If they only give this much attention to everybody's case, that's another thing. Exactly, more clout chasing. That is true. Um, I mean, people can go off and search by themselves. It doesn't have to be like approved for anybody. Like I'm out searching, no one knows where I go, but I'm out looking at areas. People can do that. when they're not recording or being part of a media or whatever. Like, you could take a couple hour break and go look in the mountains or desert or whatever, just having, just look around. But GLR was telling the sheriff how many people were watching outside DE's house in Marina. What do you mean? And that's another thing. His pizza got caught on the news. They showed it because somebody sent a pizza to him and it went there, and they made a big deal out of it on the news. I'm like, seriously? And I unfortunately can only work one case at a time. And until I feel like I can move on from that case, then I have to kind of, keep going. But yeah, no, they were searching like by the house and stuff. And like I was saying, if you're pretending like that you've kidnapped somebody, because at first I thought she was close because of the chart that I pulled. It was for a time when she was still in the house. But this is if you're wanting to make somebody seem like they've been kidnapped, you're going to put them in a place that not anybody is looking or will look, or a place that's hard to get to. Yay, and welcome, Jay. I appreciate it. A lot of new people found this, so that's a good thing. That part is a good thing. But no, seriously, I always do this. I do have to get up now. I'm freaking tired. I gotta go feed everybody still and lay down. It's all catching up to me now, guys. Seriously. Like, I don't know. I literally, you guys are gonna laugh, but so when I went back to mom's last night or whatever, I was so full, and I feel bad because she made a cake and I couldn't eat any of it, and I fell asleep there. So I had a little bit of nap, but then so I felt okay to drive, and I drove home later than I wanted to. But literally, there was a train. I got stuck at the train, and I fell asleep waiting for it. I woke up and the train was gone. I was like, "Oops." That's how tired I was. So, dude, this is worse than Idaho 4. Honestly, it's worse with all the circles and bullshit and recording, like filming every 5 seconds. It's worse. Yeah, and that started a whole rumor about Nancy being in the hospital. So, the things he has to watch what he says because it takes off, it takes off with rumors. Because then I had people telling me she was like at the hospital. Yeah, no, I need to. I don't watch him, but Tracy's been watching him to get the gist on everything. That was my whole joke on my community page. It was literally a joke because I know he wants to be the one to solve it. So, because he just talks about how many people are watching, are watching all the time, right? I've got 67,000 people watching right now. As he's telling the news this. Why is she saying? Yeah, exactly. He says stuff and people take it as facts and then they run with it. I can't handle the watch for more than just a couple minutes. He's all over the place. So, and he probably has ADHD. You can't fault him for that, but yeah, no, I can't go back up there for a little bit. I've got to take care of stuff at my home. I need to find a better place. I need to find where I'm looking for anyways. It's hard because I'm looking for like a hiking trail with certain stuff. So But yeah, that's why I said let me come here for a little bit tonight. I wanted to check in with all y'all. I know. I didn't even feel that tired, but shoot, I'm surprised I even got through my reading tonight. I felt okay. I just been kind of like foggy all day, I guess. I don't know. So, all right, guys, thanks for being here and thanks for the support. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Appreciate you guys sincerely. Remember, don't jump to conclusions. Just watch and wait. See what happens. There's so much bullshit in this case. Who knows what's true and what's not? Let's wait and see. So, I am wrecked. I'm very wrecked. I know I look like a mess, huh? I gotta go feed the animals first. So I'm gonna feed them and then I'm gonna lay down while Starlight runs around. That's what I'm gonna do. So I appreciate you guys sincerely. I appreciate the support. Make sure you guys hit the like button on the way out for me. And thank you. I appreciate it. Yep, I'm 44 now. Wonderful. At least it's a double number. So it's supposed to be a better year. Let's hope it is. Yep. We try to make a good community so people come in and try to be a-holes. Thank you. Good night. Oh, we were just talking about that, Becky Lynn. Let's just not even talk about it. Let's just wait and see. Interesting. The gloves just happen to be dropped by the house. Just wait. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you.